yeah. Hallelujah, Jesus. Yeah, 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 yeah. In the name of Jesus. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's go, yeah.
President Museveni oye! Museveni oye! NRM oye! Lango oye! Utiu na ber kumiking woyo. Town ya duong che gidong tutwal suri ya kinwa kano babu nyingwa teko po unu Queen Akira. That was a very beautiful piece by a Leptong girl. Woyo matek. Woyo matek. Jo tu chung kai neno. Jo adu tu chung mekora duong lowe ya kinagi. Tiekere mat minister mayot kom Dr. Jen mentiu telu yo tikere amso no bua manu tu tinu ke ken mentiu telu yo tikere minister ken ne metiu chungu lu yore manu minister wa metu mar me Uganda aduong ame wuni ngeuna ber aduong mona manu me wudang ikotome tie kere ngato lobe kanu ngete manu aduong baram ame wuni ngeuna ber twal
Otela beshe ya kwene, ya jwa beshe ya kwene, ya ona beshe ya kwene.
kobe uni atuon tunu ko wantu ya unu maru tenyu tu wom kere mara sorro jira go ni jira tek me jolla tuong lobo eni chot yo tunu as you can see president is just entering to the ground and we expect everybody to stand up so that we receive his excellency amidst us. We have the minister lines to receive the president. We have Dr. Chen Kacheng receiving the president. Samson Ofua. We have the Minister of Justice. Aduong Nobat Mao. Atin Pashuti Yakinagi. Kiekere Lobatoni General T Yakinagi. Kiekere Aduong Omona Minister Metumalume Uganda T Yakinagi Kano. Utiekere Aduong Baram. Utiekere Chairperson Lao Parliamentary Group. Medung Kiuchung Koi Line Keredung Japola Papat. Ametu Chung Mekoro. Gamadung Lobo. Honor Saming Ola Gitu Chung Kano. Utela Mete Kwaro Tikano. Prime Minister Melao Cultural. Utiekere Aduong Division Commander Melao. Karajekere RPC T Yakinagi. Na prison Kedme Police. Ijira Tikwena Duo Yituko. Duo Yituko. Jonu na duo yakinawa. Umoru na duo Kiobinu. His Excellency has just stepped the ground at Lango College. He's being received by a host of ministers and some leaders from Lango region. Excellency, you are most welcome to Lango region to this very gathering. Wong lobo tia motu tela mela Roma papat ametiu joger ko no me kore kamu ni gira wong lobo no. His Excellency is going to take his seat as we remain standing. Thank you very much. As we take our seats, can you remain standing as we the anthems. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. A word of prayer. Thank you. Your Excellency, I request you to sit, and the people in the tent take your seat, and I will pray as you are seated. Let us pray as we are. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together today. We lift up the President of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We lift up to you members of parliament, the cabinet ministers, the government leaders, the cultural representatives of the Lango Subregion. Grant them wisdom, integrity, and courage to act justly and lead with compassion. Lord, we especially pray for the process of cattle compensation, that this will be a process that leaves us not with bruises and wounding, but a process that solves a problem which has been around for a long time. May it be done fairly, transparently, and in accordance with your will. Bring justice to families who suffered loss and healing to our communities. Bless this meeting, unite our hearts, and guide every decision so that it honors you, God, and it secures lasting peace for our land. I make this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I now invite the government chief whip, who is a master of ceremonies, and I have been assisting him. My name is Lawrence Egole, RCC Lira. You are most welcome. Thank you.
Your Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda and the National Chairperson of the National Resistance Movement, Okoyo Bini Lango Muzei Luangme Lango Jolowuna Duong Kong Kede Ching Kede Jira Muzei Opoyo Bino Matek. Your Excellency, my responsibility is two or threefold. One, to introduce to you the leaders in their respective capacities that you invited, then also give a brief on our program, and later on proceed with the program. Your Excellency, with your direct guidance and that of Our Excellency the Vice President, whose apology I convey, let me recognize the different categories of leaders invited from Lango Subregion first. With us, we have, and when I mention the category, please rise up. Ya malo mewe hadwong nen category no katie pieneno luo ukan. Category number 1 are all ministers from Lango Subregion. Ministers from Lango Subregion. Your Excellency, we are 3 Here, the roll call indicates 2 are present. Let me also request the ministers from outside Lango who are here. At an appropriate time, I will be mentioning the names, but for now, in our categories, first as ministers. Your Excellency, we have members of parliament from Lango Subregion and the Lango Parliamentary Group, headed by Honorable Aliek Judith. Please rise up, all members of parliament. All resident district and city commissioners, headed by the regional coordinator, rise up for recognition. They are headed by the regional coordinator, Alice Akelo. All the LC5 from Lango Subregion, headed by their chairperson, Honorable Dike Odon, please rise up. Those are LC5. Members of the District Executive Committee, the 5 in the mainstream from all districts, please rise up. These are 5-5, but Your Excellency, under the NRM Constitution, the District Executive Committee has chairpersons of special organs. May I request all the Youth League chairpersons to rise up, because you are members of the DEC. These are the Youth League chairpersons. All the Women's League chairperson of NRM. All the person with disabilities chairperson of NRM. All the Elders League chairperson of NRM. All the Veterans League chairpersons of NRM. All the Workers League chairperson of NRM. And the Entrepreneurship chairpersons of NRM. I hear they are wall. They have gone a wall, Your Excellency. You could be having this information already. The entrepreneurship. May I request all the administrative secretaries, because you are members of DEC under the constitution of NRM. Next is all the LC5 councillors. All the LC5 councillors. All the LC3 chairpersons of all sub-counties. All the opinion leaders, 3 per county in Lango Subregion, the opinion leaders. The district youth council chairperson. Youth council is different from the youth league. This is the youth council. The district women council chairpersons. The district council for persons with disabilities. The district chairpersons of older persons council. All the chief administrative officers from Lango. Your Excellency, invited by you are also religious leaders under the Interreligious Council headed by Bishop Professor Alfred Olwa. May I request all of them to rise up. Your Excellency, we are joined by the cultural leaders of Lango under the stewardship of His Highness, the Wonyachi, Dr. Engineer Michael Odon Kune, who is also joined by the Agong of Lango. Agong is the First Lady of Lango. Your Excellency, we are joined by security chiefs headed by the 5th Division Commander, and we want to thank them. The issue of Karamojong cattle rustlers in Lango Subregion is history now. Your Excellency, we are joined by presidential advisors from Lango Subregion and assistants. May I request them to rise up? We are joined by representatives of beneficiaries of cattle compensation from Lango Subregion. They are also seated there. Your Excellency, we have the Chamber of Commerce represented here. And finally, Your Excellency, there are 6 families invited as special invitees. We have the family of the late Mzee Abdallah Anyoro, represented by his son, Lira Robert. He's here with us, Your Excellency. We have the family of the late Mzee Wacha Anta Olwol, represented by his son, Olwol Fred Wacha. We have the family of the late Imat Mariam Ogwal, represented by our daughter Stella Akwir. We have the family of the late Imat Mary Ogwal, represented by the daughter Ojuka Lydia. In addition to them, Brigadier General Omure Bosco was invited, but he is unwell. Your Excellency is not here with us. Finally, on the list of special invitees, we have the widow to the late Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Imat Nelly Adiebo. Your Excellency, we also have the media, but I want to recognize one of them, DJ Cool. DJ Cool, Tigane. Hey, let me give him a special recognition, but the media is here. And the Lango Protocol team, because all of them are supporters of the party. Your Excellency, that is now done on the guest that you invited. I wish to now just brief you, sir. Our program for the day will run as follows, and all speakers have been briefed to be briefed. One, we shall have a speech by the chairman LC1 of this village. That will be followed by the memorandum of Lango Subregion that will be read by Honorable Dr. Opia Chuti. Thereafter, we shall get the status of cattle compensation in Lango by the Deputy Attorney General, but is here together with the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Let me now recognize them before I proceed. We have Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. We have Honorable Counsel Jackson Kafuzi, the Deputy Attorney General. We have Honorable Omona Kenneth, the Minister of State in charge of Northern Uganda. We have Honorable Balam, as is commonly known, Minister of State for Children and Youth Affairs. And local content, the Honorable Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, the Minister of Health, is also here with us. Your Excellency, after the status of cattle compensation, this is the first function you are attending where we have the Wonyachi. We shall invite the Wonyachi to equally welcome you and say a few words after the status of cattle compensation. Thereafter, the Minister of Health, who is the city MP for Lira City, will invite you, sir, to deliver the message. All of them know they are supposed to be brief, maybe apart from the memo, because that is the voice of the people of Lango. Without further ado, may I invite the chairman, LC1 of this area, to come and welcome His Excellency the President within 3 minutes.
Thank you, the Masters of Ceremonies, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, all the leaders of Lango, all the invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Ulila Mati, the chairman of LC1 of Lango College Cell. This cell is an institutional cell comprising of 3 schools, Your Excellency. Lango College is just here, government aided. We have Timton Primary School, government aided. We also have Mentor SS, privately owned. On behalf of Lango College community, on behalf of Lango College School, and on my own behalf, Your Excellency, I warmly welcome you to Lango College, sir. You are welcome. Lango College is peaceful. We don't have any other problems, but we have some few challenges. One is the school, just a few meters away there. It's an old school, a traditional school that was started in 1961. The structures are dilapidated. We pray through your able leadership, Your Excellency, you could do something and it will be rehabilitated. We want to appreciate your government. We have received memo from the Ministry of Education accepting to do major renovations among the traditional schools in Uganda. We thank you for that, Your Excellency. Another important message I want to pass across is that we as the LOCs, we are on the ground, Your Excellency, doing a lot of mobilization for the party and for your candidature. So we thank you for being behind the LOCs. In the month of January, Your Excellency, at this Presidential Skilling Hub at Lira University, you met all the LOCs from Lira City West Division, and you made a pledge to them. They are patiently waiting. As we are now entering electioneering period, Your Excellency, we do a lot of mobilization and a lot of movement. I humbly put my request to you for a modest means of transport to enable us move. Once again, we wish you well in all your endeavor. Thank you, Your Excellency, for God and my country.
Lango College oye! Lango College oye! That is the chairman of this village called Lango College. Your Excellency, your guests are happy because you gave us breakfast and lunch. We are at peace. We want to thank you through the State House Controller. We have all partaken of the lunch and breakfast that you served. That is why you can see the audience is happy. Next now is the memorandum of Lango Subregion, and I wish to invite the Honorable Dr. Opia Churi to come and read the memo of Lango Subregion.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Wonyashi of Lango Cultural Institution, bishops, ministers, members of parliament, local leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Opia Churi. I serve as the Member of Parliament for Kole North, and I'm also the Secretary General for Lango Parliamentary Group, and I've been the focal person for cattle compensation under the Lango Parliamentary Group. Your Excellency, we want to welcome you to Lango once again. This is the 5th time since 2022 that you have visited our region. This shows your immense love for the people of Lango, your deep concern on matters of our development, and your passionate indulgence on critical issues in our hearts. Your Excellency, in the Lango culture, when a visitor comes several times, we no longer say thank you for visiting us, but thank you for coming back home. Apoyo Bino Pashu. Your Excellency, your presence here today to discuss matters of livestock compensation touches the core of the bone marrow of issues affecting Lango. From the villages of Lilim in Otuhe to the parishes of Icheme in Oyam, from the shores of Lake Kyoga in Amolata to the banks of the River Nile in Apache, and from the victims of the LRA insurgency in Kole to the homesteads where cattle rustling took place in Lira, our cry has been that the cattle compensation question be settled with certainty and finality. And Your Excellency, as political leaders, the matter of cattle compensation is very sensitive. The politicians say cattle compensation is a political birthplace. It can give birth to votes in triplets if well managed. But it can also be a political graveyard. Some of us politicians can end up being buried in it if it is not well managed. Your Excellency, I want to thank you before talking about our proposals and recommendations on cattle compensation for the NRM Steady Progress programs in Lango, which resulted in milestones that have been the stepping stones for our socio-economic transformation. Your Excellency, Lango now has total peace. One can travel from the borders of Otuhe to the shores of Amolata without any challenges. You crashed the LRA years back and dismantled the networks of cattle rustling recently. The guns have fallen silent, and we can now hear the sounds of the hose digging, the sounds of the tractors plowing, the sounds of the saucepans dropping, and some have even said the sounds of the beds shaking at night. Thank you for standing with us. Apoyo Chunkedewa. Your Excellency, you have always guided us on wealth creation through PDM and adopted us and encouraged us to adopt perennial crops, notably coffee, which has a global market of $450 billion annually, with a strong potential to boost household incomes, according to the Chura, the figures that you're talking about. Your Excellency, we want to thank you because the government of Uganda last month began distributing 1 million coffee seedlings to Lango Subregion, and Kole has already received 176,480 coffee seedlings. Thank you, Your Excellency. Apoyo Chunkedewa. We can say that we have now started implementing Musevenomics in Lango. Your Excellency, without good transport infrastructure, we would have been an island in the mainland because of the many swamps and water bodies in Lango. We thank you for the rehabilitation of the 66-kilometer Lira Kamdini Road, which had become a death trap. Today, with its rehabilitation nearing completion, it has become an artery, ensuring smooth flow of goods to Kenya, Congo, and South Sudan. Apoyo Chunkedewa. The 191-kilometer Renkunye Apach Lira Puranga Road construction has also shown great progress as its first phase nears completion. And lastly, the rehabilitation of the rail line from Tororo to Lira, Kole, Oyam, Gulu, which is ongoing. The people of Lango will be happy to hear once again the sound of the train with its horn blaring through the villages as it traverses the different stations and cuts through swampy, rocky, and the hilly terrains of Lango. Apoyo Chunkedewang Dushu. The last area, Your Excellency, want to appreciate you. Lango is known for the 4S. The first is sunflower. The second is soya. The third is simsim. But the fourth S is soccer. We want to thank you for the construction of a Kibwa Stadium that will host the 2027 AFCON tournament and market Lango to Africa. We are happy with the progress and consider the Kibwa Stadium construction as a golden goal scored by you in the gold sports of sports development on injury time in Lango. Your Excellency, as I now move to matters of livestock compensation, which draws its background from two cases that were registered in the Lira High Court about a decade ago. The first case was the case of Akelo Beti, Bua Sam, and others of 2011, and I'm aware that these two persons are here with us today. The second case was that of DeLeon Johnson and others of 2010. The first case had 56,088 claimants. The second case had 69,745. Your Excellency, the presiding judge in these court cases was none other than Justice Simon Biabakama, the current chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Republic of Uganda. And during the hearing of the cases, the first case for Okello Betty, the judge gave a directive that before the ruling is made, the claimants need to be jointly verified together with their lawyers. The process was undertaken. The Ministry of Justice, alongside with the lawyers of the claimants, participated in a joint verification exercise. 56,088 persons were verified. This was submitted in court, and the judge made the ruling in June 2014 for compensation in the awards to be given. Similarly, a directive was also made on the DeLeon Johnson case and others, where the ministry was also directed to undertake a verification exercise jointly. And this process again was undertaken. 42,042 claimants were verified. This is the list that the Attorney General mentioned as part of the 92,652 claimants from Lango showed a testimony during the launch of the compensation exercise in March 2022 University. Your Excellency, the cattle compensation exercise began, and we had a number of challenges. The 56,088 claimants that were verified in the compensation exercise were disenfranchised and left out by the time the livestock compensation was launched. Ideally, they should have been added to the Attorney General's list of the 42,042 claimants, so as to make 98,130 claimants. This was not done. Additionally, out of the 42,042 claimants, 23,573 claimants were categorized as not approved and were not allowed to fill the data cards which had already been printed and distributed to the different districts. The number of claimants, therefore, after the launch in Lango, reduced from 42,042 to 18,469, who are the only ones allowed to fill the data card. Your Excellency, this phenomena only happened in Lango. Other sub-regions, categories were not approved. Those that were approved, again, the numbers of their cows were significantly reduced, between 1 to 10. And when you look at the statistics of cattle paid per household per capita in Lango, it's about 4. When in other sub-regions, it's as high as 10. Your Excellency, the Lango Parliamentary Group raised this matter to you in 2022, alongside the requirement of team numbers that were posing a challenge to eligible applicants. We thank you because during the meeting with Lango leaders in Alidi Aruyan, you directed that the Attorney General waive off the requirement of team numbers. We report that that requirement was waived off, and we thank you. You further directed that all those under the not approved category be paid, and those who went to court be included. Your Excellency, it took 2 years for this directive to be complied with, and after several follow-ups in 2024, the Ministry of Justice allowed the not approved data cards to be filled. Additionally, Ministry of Justice printed 18,000 data cards for Lango Subregion, which enabled part of the claimants under the case of Okello Betty to fill them in. Therefore, the total number of data cards provided to Lango to be filled shot up from 18,469 to 60,042. And some of them are being verified at the Office of the Attorney General, while others under evaluation of the districts. Your Excellency, the onset of the cattle compensation. At this onset, a number of claimants affirm that they have been receiving the funds and have used it in various ways to improve on their livelihoods, including undertaking house construction, educating their children, land acquisition, purchase of cattle, among others. Majority, being senior citizens, have further enabled their resources trickle down to their children and grandchildren, the Bazukulu. In Lango, the Bazukulu, we call them the Ekwai. So this has trickled down to them. However, Your Excellency, this exercise is still facing challenges. To date, the estimates show that we have about 12,398 claimants that have been paid. This is just 10% of the 833 claimants who went to court. The quantum of payment has also been very low, with persons who had lost up to 50 cattle still receiving just one cattle or one a cow per year, which implies this may take almost 50 years if we were to use this approach. There have been bounce payments because of invalid accounts. There's been a lot of extortion, Your Excellency. Data cards being sold at 100,000, 200,000 shillings. And even after that has been bought at 100,000, 200,000, you're told to come and look at the information, pay another 20,000. It has become a scheme and a racket for extortion. This has left the vulnerable people unable to access the payments. The non-involvement of the claimant coordinators who have been umbrella associations to coordinate them has led to difficulty in establishing the actual number of persons who have received payments and whether they're the right beneficiaries. According to the list of payments for Lango, a cut-off date of birth of 1969 and below has been applied for persons eligible for compensation. That means if you're born from 1970, then you literally are not eligible to receive this. Yet, Your Excellency, when the cattle insurgency or rustling took place, many people lost their parents, lost their property, and they become the leaders of child-headed families. They saw their parents being killed. They saw their cattle being taken away. They saw their property being destroyed. But as it is right now, they have been told they are minors. People born from 1970 onwards. We really find this as a very big challenge and marginalization and disenfranchisement from them. There have been several cases of fraud ongoing in the livestock compensation exercise. Several instances of forged data cards with altered beneficiary details, where names, NIN numbers, bank accounts have been whitewashed and replaced with other names have been noted. Incidences of beneficiaries receiving less than the payment sent as witness. People have slept in banks, Your Excellency, not for 2 days, not for 3 days, 1 week, expecting to be paid and going back when they have been defrauded, receiving less than what they should have received. Your Excellency, as leaders of Lango, we held a meeting yesterday. Members of Parliament present, political leaders from the district, religious leaders, cultural leaders at Lira City Hall, and came up with the following recommendations to present to you on the livestock compensation. The first is on payments. That all claimants, including those who went to court and have been verified by the local government structures and data cards submitted to the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, be fully paid without discrimination of age. The number of livestock to be paid should be done according to the number of livestock lost. A phased payment plan for each beneficiary should be provided, clearly indicating the number of installments to be made and the amount each claimant is expected to receive. This will not only avert the many cases of fraud where claimants are paid less, but also provide traceability for each claimant. We propose that each claimant be paid in a maximum of 3 installments. Additional data cards should also be printed and distributed to all claimants who are meant to receive them. And we have lists for those who went to court. We have lists that can be compiled at every district, submitted to the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and the data cards are veiled and when they are assigned to each of the claimants that they have compiled. Secondly, Your Excellency, is on the budget and timelines. Government should fast-track the livestock compensation payments and a timeline be provided for its completion. We propose that since we're in the National Development Plan 4, this be considered. Your Excellency, we thank you for your wisdom and guidance. We've seen in PDM 1 trillion budgeted every year, and it has made a very big impact in Lango in transforming the economy. I'm sure, Your Excellency, as our father, as our visionary, once again, you're able to dismantle the cattle rustlers, you're able to dismantle the LRA, you can dismantle this big question of cattle compensation and ensure the payments are completed in a timely manner so that we don't have it in every election cycle having to talk about. We also ask Your Excellency that the budget allocated should be commensurate with the number of cattle lost. And considering that these payments are going to be used for economic activities in our economy, it will grow the Lao economy. We also need, Your Excellency, to have administrative costs for the districts that are managing this cattle compensation, right from the LC1 to the LC3 to the office of the cow. Many times they have had to use their own money to go on the ground to verify, their own resources to photocopy all this different documentation that is required. And that has been a very big challenge. We really request that you assist us in that. Thirdly, transparency and accountability. The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs should make several changes to their procedures with a view of strengthening verification, enhancing accountability, and improving efficiency. This includes providing a list of all beneficiary payments to the districts prior to making the payments to ensure that they are verified. Sending out to each district up to the sub-county level the list of those paid and ensuring that data inconsistencies identified and notified to the districts within a month to enable timely rectification. They should also streamline the process and costs for getting letters of administration. Your Excellency, a letter of administration costs up to 500,000. When you look at the average farmer in Lango, that is what they get in a year. You have to exchange your livelihood for 1 year with a letter of administration to access it. But Your Excellency, there's been a lot of fraud that has taken place. And we are saying that investigations should be done on all cases of fraud across all the districts and implicated persons be prosecuted accordingly. Lastly, Your Excellency, we've heard that government has been having plans for restocking. Your Excellency, as I said, the livestock compensation discussion is a highly sensitive matter in a very delicate sub-region during a highly volatile season of elections. Your Excellency, the team that met yesterday welcomed this move as an affirmative action in addressing the pressing challenges of biting poverty in Lango Subregion. However, Your Excellency, they have asked that it should not be a replacement to the livestock compensation process, but an addition to it, so that we have a hybrid approach towards this matter. Your Excellency, the current campaign period is injury time, and we shouldn't concede any political goals because you have already scored a hat-trick of votes in the now political field. And we're always saying you are our top goal scorer in this campaign. You are our scorer of hat-tricks. You scored the Akibwa gold, you scored the Lira Kambini gold, you scored the Rekunya Patch Lira Puranga gold. Your Excellency, you can score the livestock compensation gold. And we have passed the ball to you, Your Excellency, as our striker to make that final shot. And we're ready to celebrate and jubilate. Your Excellency, as I now conclude, the insurgency caused a strain on our infrastructure and also made Lango Subregion lag behind in our transport infrastructure development. Lango currently has the lowest stock of the estimated 6,000 kilometers of tarmac roads in the country, at only 33%, at 3%. We thank you so far for the interventions made to reverse this. However, Your Excellency, we are facing a very big challenge as politicians. In February, during the zonal tour, the Minister of State for Works told us that the Kona Yer Kona Bobby works will begin 2 weeks from that date in February. It's more than 2 months, coming to almost half a year. Works have not begun. And we were told that this road will be under the AFCON project. Secondly, Your Excellency, is the Lira Alloy Otuhe Abim Kotido Road. Your Excellency, Your member of parliament, Honorable Mara, should have been in our meeting yesterday, but he was cut off by floods and he arrived today morning. He had to travel transnight. We could not send a boat to bring him. We could not send a helicopter to bring him. He had to bear with the challenges. We really appeal to you that this road for Lira, Aloy, Otuhe, Abim, Kotido be tarmacked. The third road, Your Excellency, is the 88 kilometers Doholo, Ochero, Namasale Road. Again, Your Excellency, some of the villages have become islands in a mainland. They have to use boats for them to be able to cross. And again, Your Excellency, during the zonal tour, we were again told that since the construction of the Chero Katine Road is ongoing, the Doholo Ochero Namasale Road will be added onto it and even extended to Zengebe. Your Excellency, this has fallen silent. We really appeal for your intervention. And also ask that our Lira airfield, now that we're having a stadium, let us have the Lira airfield upgraded to an airport. Since now Kibo will market us to Africa, we want Africa to come to Lango. And I believe an airport will be a very timely move for regional connectivity. As I conclude, you promised a while back to meet the fishing communities in Lango to address the burning issues on our water bodies from the fishermen. Your Excellency, the water is on fire, and we really ask you that this meeting be held because there have been issues of arbitrary arrests and killings. There were also issues of compensation for the fishermen. Your Excellency, we are putting this to your table. We still face challenges, Your Excellency. Compensation of the South Sudan businessmen from Lango. And some are here. Mr. Bosco Achandiru, their chairperson. Your Excellency, some of them lost road equipment. Others lost trucks, produce. As we speak right now, one has just died of cancer because he could not bear the stress of facing the difficulties. They have loans. The banks are seizing their property. Their children have gone out of school. They have been reduced, Your Excellency, to ashes. Yet these were the big tycoons of Lango. Your Excellency, we really appeal that you intervene on this matter. Additionally, Your Excellency, we have the Amuha war veterans who helped work with the UPDF. As you said, you appreciate them with Akasimo. In Lango, we call it Poch. They are asking for Poch, Your Excellency, that you also considering. I know their commanders are also here, and many of them. Okotogong has stood as part of them. And there are also the NRM historicals from Lango, who you had promised to meet them. And their chairperson is Reverend Canon Richard Ogwangodero. Your Excellency, they're also waiting for you to give them that time. Your Excellency, you've been our revolutionary in creating peace and securing our borders. You've been our missionary in preaching the gospel of wealth creation. You have been our visionary in showing us the path of development. Today we see you as our sanctuary in solving and settling the livestock compensation issue once and for all. Apoyo for God and my country. Thank you.
Kanu kanisha enu kobuni manduon lao jodaga maningo wano duoho poj botoba. Your Excellency, that is the memorandum of the people of Lango, and the Honorable Dr. Achuti used football to describe you, and you know that the best footballer now in Uganda is the son of Lango called Okello Allan. We now believe you are the political Okello Allan of the time. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is the is the Deputy Attorney General, who will present on the status of cattle compensation in Lango Subregion. Enta mirunia kuwa uni kodai bab chingu mepo yo langi mora woro bedo ping meme yo jamini donyo. Duon lao donyo kidu donyo kereni. Wana woro gure Lira District Chambers all. Ureko ni duon lao miru donya chiel. Eni ndao donyo kan uni neno kidu donyo kereni. Deputy Attorney General, may I take the opportunity to invite you to give us a brief on the status of cattle compensation in Lango Subregion. After Deputy Attorney General, we shall have Wondeo. But Wondeo ka bino chahere kere guwa lao. Lao ti kere guwogi. Wondeo dong teko pachek yonge chena teluongo Honorable Dr. Jen Ruth Acheng Ochero me luongo aduong me yowa kopa me okele amaho cattle compensation. Aduong Deputy Attorney General tia poro aduong meduogo mpien kaina me status of cattle compensation no aduong tia ame awinyo yore. Adiene no jo moro doka ye ya kun jo bini kobi kom doka laung daiti ya do koi pero mo ya ducha wanchel. Kanyo ko ngano nok do ite ya kobi kom doki kado unity winya kare lacha neki koi beru mot. Deputy Attorney General, may I invite you to give us the status of cattle compensation in Lango Subregion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother and Whip, the Right Honorable Hamson Obua. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Honorable Ministers present, members of Parliament present, our Wonyachi, the religious leaders, LOC5 chairpersons, heads of security, all leaders present, good afternoon. I'm called Kafuzi Jackson Kargaba. I come from a district called Chegegwa, where I am a member of parliament, and I am the Deputy Attorney General. Your Excellency, I'm here to present the status or to give a brief report about cattle compensation. I'm led by my boss at the ministry, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Honorable Norbert Mao, together with our Permanent Secretary, Mr. Kasane. We came with the two senior state attorneys present. In the year 2003, the number of livestock claimants from Acholi, Lango, and Teso subregions filed lawsuits for compensation for the livestock they lost during the LRA insurgency. Cases were filed in the high courts of Gulu, Lira, Soroti, and Arua. Among these, I think I've seen Council Makamot Kibwanga. Your Excellency, he's one of the lawyers who filed the suits. Between the year 2009 and 2014, His Excellency the President gave a directive that these cases should be settled in a bid or in an attempt to restore the local economies of the 3 sub-regions, which hinged basically on livestock. So an interministerial committee was formed to verify the number of claimants, and this matter swiftly moved from courts of law and lawyers to the Interministerial Verification Committee. In the year 2016, the committee had verified a number of claimants. In Acholi sub-region, there were 16,946. In Lango sub-region, there were 42,024. In Iteso sub-region, there were 33,664. In the year 2021, this verification devolved downwards to district structures where the Chief Administrative Officer, the DSOs, DVOs, and LOCs, and community elders were involved. The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs prints and provides data cards for claimants to fill in their biodata. The data cards are given to the Office of the Chief Administrative Officer as the accounting officer of every district. And the Chief Administrative Officer, working with the DSO and DVOs and LOCs, they hand over the data cards to individual claimants who fill them. The Chief Administrative Officer prepares a list and forwards it to us. In March 2022, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda launched the cattle compensation payment exercise at Soroti University. The total planned budget was 200 billion. And as of today, 159.5 billion has been released to us at the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Out of the 159.5 billion, 158.31 billion has been paid to 28,281 claimants. If you notice, we are projecting this information on the screens. You can see for yourselves. A few payments have bounced due to invalid bank details, dormant accounts, account closure, double claims, where you find that one individual appears to have filled 2 data cards, or where you find a data card seems to be having numbers, serial numbers of 2 different data cards. So the payments tend to bounce. In the financial year 2001 and 2002, my ministry received 50 billion shillings. That was the budget we had, and the Ministry of Finance gave it to us. And out of the 50 billion shillings, 49.32 billion was paid out, and 676 million bounced back and was swept back to the treasury. This money bounced because of invalid accounts and the other mistakes that I have already mentioned. In the financial year 2022-2023, we had a budget of 30 billion. That financial year, no funds were released to my ministry. So no payments were made. In the financial year 2023-2024, we had a budget of 80 billion shillings. 71.28 billion was released to my ministry. 70.778 billion was paid out, while 509 million bounced back and was swept back to the treasury, to the consolidated fund. In the year 2024-2025, we had a budget of 40 billion shillings, out of which we received 38.2 billion, and we have paid out all the 38.214 billion with no balance. Your Excellency, in Acholi Subregion, we have so far paid 4,838 individual claimants who have received 43,666 million. In Lango Subregion, we have so far paid 12,389 individual claimants who have received 48.73 billion. In Teso Subregion, we have so far paid 11,056 individual claimants. We have paid them 65.9 billion shillings. This makes a total of 28,281 individuals who have so far been paid 158 billion 315 million 873,588 shillings.
Luang me pasho. Akwa ni amane. Akarido bedi kopa ena kobo yin pe yen kede. Kado ichura no kwa ni koda winye no kene na kobo cha. Kwacha eno. O winyo mom. Kai chur ka kane chur ye kara duong danu winyo. Nika kanoro ni jua me chie bore luone pe o yen kede. Kwa yuno.
The approved or verified claim right now stands at 506.7 billion shillings. There is a claim of 252.22 billion, which is queried because the claimants are either minors or sharing national identification numbers or data card numbers, or they are missing national identification numbers, or they have made double submissions, or the data cards have not been signed or approved by the requisite district officials. Your Excellency, sir, for Acholi Subregion, according to the approved list, those that are outstanding claimants are 5,517. This is based on the number of data cards so far issued. But Your Excellency, when we met at, I think, is it Alidi? Where they buried Oito Joke? At Loro. His Excellency, the President said we can include all the others that had been left out. And because of that, we continue printing data cards and giving them to the districts. So the numbers I'm mentioning are based on the data cards we have issued, and they have been approved by the districts. So the several others that have not yet received are behind. So in Acholi sub-region, 5,517 individual claimants with a total claim of 191.5 billion are remaining. In Lango sub-region, 8,284 individual claimants with 119.25 billion are remaining. In Teso sub-region, 10,708 individual claimants are remaining with a claim of 195.9 billion. This makes a total of 24,509 claimants with a total claim of 506.69 billion. Your Excellency, significant progress has been made in compensating a number of claimants, although a number of queries needs to be resolved. One being the fact that most of the people who receive this money do not talk. Or you hear that people have not been paid. Those who receive the money keep quiet. They do not come out to admit. We ask and seek for continued collaboration with the districts of Acholi, Lango, and Teso for this exercise to go smoothly. Your Excellency, we have come with a box. We have come with a box of all the claimants that we have so far paid in Lango Subregion. We are going to hand it to the chairperson of Lango Parliamentary Group, Judith Aliek. And we will endeavor and undertake as a ministry to have this produced and handed to the district administrative officers so that it can be pinned at all districts. Judith Aliek, the files are here. The people we have paid, the lists are here, and the amounts paid. For the information of every individual here, we have published this information on a website. I want to request all of you as leaders in Lango Subregion to check on the website www.justice.go.ug/livestock-compensation. All the information you need about who has been paid in every sub-county, every village is on that website. You can find it yourself. Your Excellency, I beg to submit. Thank you very much.
That was the status of cattle compensation in Lango Subregion. Next now is His Highness the Wanyachi of Lango. Our next speaker, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, will be His Highness the Wanyachi of Lango, and is normally welcomed through our cultural slogan. Then he delivers his message. May I request the people from the press unit to forward the microphone.
Harak, take, Okaro walk, touch, Unyanywa Cheleken Batongudu. Hangato Eru, Hangato Guru, in any way. I won't allow. I want a muga. I want to diviar kilo. Manonga diviar kilo no. Mona muga e noreko come. One day, one kogo, one nyaji wa mela. Ushara match. Luwa kiene. Fokiabo pokorok. Acho. Sojo kamalo. Komito kakuj. Komito yotkom. Yotkom kare nyodo. Acho muga ene burno. Kai wori tugu. Very good in any way. Ato ajirao. Pi won yasina. Pi won yasina. Aduong. Tiju tikotum. Luwa kiene. Loketgi. Echabe. Lo academia yiru. Lo academia ure yiru. O miyadake hananok. Wegdua tida kere yorpore. Me alar chawa. Aduong lobo. Ako ayudang unwak. Ne. Ako ayudang unwak. Nio. Odiye uno. Ginukelo wakan pire tektuale kuawa. Wahodiye mula yam glaong ye kirini. Unyuruno. Yen weleti apol. Aqua yudang nimia unukara lokele blanc. Ilokele mono. May we had wong lobo. Kede wele mere wing no ame hakobo. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Fountain of Honor, the President of the Republic of Uganda, our champion for peace and development, General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the bishops, Your Lordship, the bishops, Mama, the Agong of Lao, ministers of government and members of parliament, cultural leaders, and all other dignitaries in your respective capacities. Your Excellency, I'll be very brief in my speech. I've written a small memo to you, and probably with your permission, at the end of my speaking, I will hand it over to your protocol. But before I go far, let me introduce to you some very important people who accompanied me. These are the Owitong and cultural leaders of Lao. And you had time to meet them in State House late last year. Not all of them have come, but they are here. Could you stand up so that all Owitong, I also want to introduce to you my wife, Margaret Odongo, the Agong of Lao. That's the cultural name she has. Your Excellency, the issue that has brought us here today is about cattle compensation. Luak, mom ko di unuchunywa. The issue that has brought us here today is about the cattle compensation. And as we have seen, the sentiments are quite high. Possibly because the process has been long in the coming. Of course, as time has passed, the nature of families have also changed. The heads of families who lost the cattle in some cases have passed away, leaving children. Children will also risk passing away and leaving grandchildren. So I want to salute the statement made by Honorable Opiachuri that let us take a decisive action and have an end, a start and an end to this long-drawn compensation. I'm very, very confident, Your Excellency, that this is not a task that can defeat your capacity. We shall see an end to it. And I appeal to my people for patience. Patience to give His Excellency the President time amid his many other callings in government so that he can prioritize us in his program. Lao is known for being patient. Let's just exercise that patience a little bit more. I'm sure the end will be sweet. Your Excellency, there's a lot to thank you for in Lao. And many things have been said, and many more achievements. I can enumerate them now, but it will take the whole day. But if I'm to summarize, your untiring interventions in Lao, in development, infrastructure, in bringing peace, even in the fights we had in the cultural institution. I can go on and on. I have no doubt in my mind that when I call you a champion of peace and development, those titles befit you, for results are shown. Your Excellency, you have intervened decisively in poverty in Lao. Records show that to date we have received 130 billion shillings, PDM. And this has benefited about 128,000 households. And statisticians tell us that poverty in Lao has dropped from 23.4% in 2021-23 to 18.8% to date, thanks to you. This is not a small-time achievement. I'm sure you had to burn midnight candles to plan and authorize very many actions that we are celebrating this drop in poverty. Your Excellency, room still exists for these interventions in Laos so that we can bring poverty down to the national average of 16.1%. We are low, but we're still above the national average. The Honorable Member of Parliament who read our memorandum read what in our heart as cultural leaders is core to us.
I associate myself with the proposals and with the pronouncements he made before you. And I want to add that personally, I'm seeing beyond today. I'm seeing over the next 5 years of your leadership. I know right now you are seeking a new mandate. A new mandate that, as the Latin would say, cetere paribus, you will get. Your Excellency, on behalf of the cultural institution, I propose to you a few areas that can form the part of your agenda for the next 5 years in Lao. The Honorable Member of Parliament, Dr. Pierre Churi, has already mentioned some. And I have about 2 or 3 that I also want to put before you. Your Excellency, my administration as Wonyachi is very new, is very young. I have 2 pillars of my administration that need strengthening. I have come with the Agong because through her, the women of Lao have formed Agong Foundation to help fight poverty. Your minister, Honorable Dr. Mona, already launched this foundation successfully, and they have a budget of 450 million shillings to fight for the girl child, for the widows, and for the women program in Lao, and also supporting the SACCO per district for women. The second pillar of my administration that is also young and needs strengthening are the Owitong, or the clan leaders. They are about 175, and they have their SACCO. Their SACCO is already operational, and they were thinking, Your Excellency, that if they were given about 550 million, they and their clans would have a source of fund for fighting poverty within the clans. Your Excellency, the issue of Amuka fighters, who have been put before you by the Honorable Opiachuri, I want to say something that is very central to our heart in the cultural institution. We know the Amuka fighters were central in pacifying the area of Lango. We know the work they did. But there's one fighter who was central in mobilizing these people, whom I would request you to give special thank you to. That is my predecessor, Mzee Yosam Odur. Mzee Yosam Odur, if I may give him a number, is 001 of Amuka fighters. He's the one who mobilized the community and led the young people to join the UPDF to flash out coin. I would request that if there is poach for the Mushka fighters. Your Excellency, you consider our Muzee your son. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, most of the issues that I would have said regarding the development projects in Lango have already been mentioned. Suffice to say that at an opportune time, you grant audience to me and the cultural leaders so that we hammer out the details. All in all, I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for the help you've given my administration with the 2 vehicles you gave me. This has made our work and coordination as cultural institution easy. And most importantly, I want to thank you for the personal interest you've taken in seeing that the cattle compensation is concluded by your personal presence today. Your Excellency, thank you very much.
Your Excellency, may I now invite the Honorable Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng to welcome you to deliver your message.
Your Excellency, I know your people here want to listen to you, so I request that I stand on the protocol that has already been read. And I'll start by requesting all of them to join me in welcoming you to Lira City. Your Excellency, you're most welcome to the city. I know you would have loved to be at your home in Barlegi, but we also love to host you here in the city. I'll be very brief so that they listen to you. Your Excellency, our memorandum has been read. Allow me to mention only a few things to remind you. Number one, when you came to launch the construction of Akibwa Stadium, you promised to sell some of your cows and buy Lango Province Football Club a bus. Your Excellency, the youth are very excited and they are waiting for the bus. The people of Lango love football. Your Excellency, number two, Your Excellency, number two, the Interreligious Forum of Lango would like to meet you. I request that you give them opportunity to sit with you one-on-one and you listen to them. Your Excellency, the last issue is about your promised support to the journalists of Lango. You had initially promised them a minibus for their association. I would also like to remind you about that and their startup capital for their association. The rest, Your Excellency, I'll raise on another day. Allow me now to invite you to speak to us. I thank you.
Apoyo Beping. Somebody should translate.
Your Excellency, I am here.
The honorable ministers,
Our Minister Metikan,
His Highness the Onyachi,
our Papa Ondeo Onyachi Melao,
the religious leaders,
Otela Medini Metikan,
all the other leaders,
Keredo Otela Kena Pola Popata Metikan, Rungwa Popat.
and the delegates to this meeting.
Unu Tela Ducha de Yai to Pinga Popata Mealu Ui, Gora Pirake.
First of all, I want to congratulate my son, Engineer Odong,
Mea Chela Midukongpoya Tech Tutual, Water Engineer Odong,
for being elected as a Bonyachi.
Piendo Ngibeni Kom Machalo Wonyashi Melao.
I am sure about the problem in my family.
Ana tienge yuninu nguru tie lokopetia beri kwa chubora.
Because there is some community in my head of the other.
Ye napa pondeo mzee Yosa Mudur Beromina Ditere.
And my son,
Eka wondeo engineer do beruoda.
so I think you need to congratulate me for surviving the.
Wando mironio poe piendo ngibebe kwena dao be yete dung beri komera chalo won kom. Eri won nyachi melao.
surviving the fight in my family.
En obeo kar do bedi lweny obedo tie nuo me lweny me yot eto miro ni upuoe pien en do ichani obedi kom machalo wuon nyachi melao.
I've worked with the Yosamodur for a long time.
An atiyo kede wuon de chon Yosamodur pikare alach.
And his contribution was very useful.
Kede jama me na otiyo jama me pir gitek.
Now, Engineer Odong, I was with his father, Joseph.
Ana kwano kede iskula luongo ni Ntare. Papere papa engineer Odong ana kwano kede iskula ma luongo ni Ntare.
And when I came from the bush, he's one of the people I appointed as the minister planning.
Ikara me ana lwenya de donyi fung ento bero dana chiel la me ana chimo achalo minister ame tichero logo ye pulan.
So I will give all the support to the Yosamodur.
Ana mi yo chwak dushu bodwon nyashi achon na Yosamodur.
And I'm happy the issue of the cultural now settled legally.
Ye adong yo mi alobere kere chik me Uganda kopa ma horuja yatie te kwara lao don tum.
I'm also happy for the families who are invited here.
Ye adang yom tutwal pi pachi ame nenu komunio luongi pukanye.
I don't have time to see them now, but my office should organize for them to come to Kampala and I see them properly.
Peati kere kare meneno gi chawani ento office na miro yukare mewek pachi anen na bishele binena Kampala.
You are the family of Abdallah Nuru.
Mano bedo pachu ameti ye pacha Mzee Abdallah Nyoro. Pachu aliele wacha ulwol.
So these two were my employers.
Yen John Arioni ena me obino miya gine teach.
I was recruited into foreign affairs and then into president's office.
Ando bino miya
Mzee Abdallah Nyuru in 1970.
Imo apira biro nono abina nuo teach. Me teach ministry a law copy loba oho kedi office of president. Ngata me miya teach asha obero lieli Mzee Abdallah Nyoro.
And in the office of the president, I was working under Mzee permanent secretary for establishment and administration.
The office of president mekare nasha annuo beda teach atiri ametia teach itetela alieli washa ulwol enu beda rano pa mere.
Then Mama Mary Obwa was my neighbor in Dar es Salaam.
Lieli Mary Ugwal medogolo unu bedo dana me beda chigi keda karame wanoti Dar es Salaam Tanzania.
So these are families which have not personal connection with me.
Mano bedo pachi ameti laukan ento tikere wata chigi tutwal kedan.
And my staff, the one who is heading to train, in touch with them and organize to come for them to come to Entebbe and to talk properly.
Aduongo golo ruko jabot dano mera metia lo yu tichere ni pachi nendo kwana nyingi amepir giteki kwa mere woki omiyo gi oro rwate kere Kampala.
Who's here?
The deputy PPS.
Now, regarding the issue of compensation.
Alubere dongi kome cholo dog.
This is a matter which has not been coordinated from the beginning.
Mano beru ginna me peu beda metia woti yore chaheri ya chaki.
Because these wars, the compensation we are talking about, is for property destroyed during the wars of Uganda.
Bien cholo ne wanati ukoboni oberu mecho lujami ameo binu balo ikare meluenya popat i Uganda kan.
These wars were caused by bad politics.
Lweny ducha me obedo tie Uganda kan ng'o me okelo obedo wibie arach.
which we keep telling you about.
Ame an nyo wan obedo kobiwu pi wi biya rach.
Even before Uganda got independence, the politics had got poisoned by wrong politics.
Adanga Uganda pod ponuo lochken wi biye me Uganda unuo dong poijo na rach yudonyo ko iye.
In the 1940s and early 50s, some Ugandans were trying to organize a national political party called Uganda National Congress.
Imo hapiera ngwen wiye kere piera bich wiye onywali mogo me Uganda unutie donyo kere pari amenye Uganda National Congress.
Which was going to be a national party.
Amenu obedo pari amiero bet pi onywali me Uganda dushu.
It was being led by Ike Musazi.
Yana menu tie atelo oluoni Ike Musazi.
But the leaders in Lango here were very active in that party. Yokosofat Engul, people like Abdallah Nyuru, very active in that party.
Yo kene lao kan na chalo lielni engor liel Abdala nyoroge nuogino tie jo ame akwiri kera kete tutwal ite pari nashan.
Dr. Bote came later from Kenya. He joined around 1958.
Lielni Dr. Borre dong eno binu bini chen te dong donye ye mo hapira bich wia aboro.
But the poison of the Uganda politics started in 1954.
Ento poijo na dongo binu bedi wibie me Uganda uchahere mo hapira bich wia ngwen.
While Musazi and Kosofate Ngur, Abdallah Nyuru, Dr. Kununka, and others were talking about Uganda. Then the Catholic elite started DP in 1954 as a Catholic party.
Akarido bedi karenasha jo ameno kwano nyingino ununeno gitie meneno Uganda achalo loba chel dini me katolika echako party ame aluongo ni DP, New Democratic Party.
Then 1960, so that undermined UNC.
Domano te duoko gubu nyote miyo party ame aluongo ni UNC doha agoro uko.
And 1960, the other people, the Protestants and some Muslims, started the UPC as a party for Protestants.
Eka imo hapira bishel nono jo me ogeri kede ochila mogo te chako party me UPC.
And then the Baganda started Kabaka Yeka.
Eka onywali me Uganda me yae tutu Buganda te chako party me oluoni Kabaka Yeka.
As a party for Baganda Protestants mainly.
Amenu obedo pari onywali me Buganda edo duongere wok jo ame obedo ogeri.
And Muslims.
Kede ochilam.
Now, I was around.
Ikare ni endushu anonu atie.
And I started by being a member of DP.
Enonu atie no anadacha obedo a member me party ame aluongo ni DP.
From 1960.
Mondi mo hapiera bishel nono.
Although I'm not a Catholic, but in our area, Ankole, there was some other local sectarianism there.
Akarido bedi anpe bedo atoli endo kanana ya ye ma oluoni Ankole unuotijo moga me maro jama me no bere kede line apopat me dini kede me wibie.
Some sectarianism between the cattle keepers and the cultivators.
Na yakina jo ame nuo gwohodok kede jo ame pura apoha moro notie yakina ge.
Now the cattle keepers had made an alliance with the Catholics in DP.
Jo ame gwohodok ikanana ya ye ginote ye metich karachel kede toli monite DP.
That's why DP was strong in Ankole.
En gino mi karenasha parye ma oluoni DP unuotek I Ankole.
Now, then the other boys had joined the UPC.
Awobo kene me kare wanasha gino te donyo gini party me UPC.
People like Lira Kategaya, Dr. Gunda, and all these other boys, some of them were in UPC.
Jo achalo Lira Kategaya, Prime Minister John Ruakana Rugunda, gino bino donyo ite party me UPC.
So, from inside these parties and what were being exposed to globally, we could see that these parties were on a wrong footing.
Kita menu wanatiu neno kede yi party za pola po pata menu tie kare nasha, kede ngeche nu wando tiu nuongo kunyai tuopinga po party wilobo, no yini neno ni pari ni endushu, unopetia lobo yuaber.
And by 1965, we started telling these leaders that you people, you are lost. You are going to destroy us.
Imo hapira bishel wia bich, wano de chako kobotela moga menuti kunini unba, irue nyunuko, kape iti waruna ber, unimi yuwao beru jua medadong, ubanda bala ikometela.
Now, because of the sectarianism, in the elections of 1962, no party could get a majority.
Pia poha menutie, iyera meoberi mo hapira bishel wia rio, beti pari moro kiken amoberu kere jo apol kitanu mita kere techik mekare nasha.
Because if you divide Ugandans according to religion,
Yen kado yini poko Uganda mechi guri merati chungi kop medini.
no religion is even 40% of the population of Uganda.
Peti dini moro ametie percent pirangwen unywale me Uganda.
If you divide Ugandans according to tribes,
Kada ikoni tikere rock kapola popat.
no tribe is even 20% of the people of Uganda.
Peti rokoro kiken ni Uganda kana meti percent pirario me unywale me Uganda.
So once you talk line of sectarianism, you are committing suicide.
Kainde kwanyo yo me apoka kunbe dini nyo pari ngoyindo iti de yekeni keni.
And this is what happened.
En ginna meoti ye kare nasha eno.
In the elections of April 1962,
Iyera medwe me angwen mo hapira bishel wiario.
no party could get majority.
Beti pari moro kikenda me obedo kere jo apol kitanu chik me kare nasha mirro.
The seats in parliament were 82.
Kom duja menuti parliament nuti piraboru wiario.
I'm telling you this because what you call history, I call current affairs.
Ana ko buman pen gina me yini ko munu ni gina moti ye karachon moni tu borra beru gina me oti ye ichawani.
I was just there like I am here now.
Anu nuwa tie kune kare nasha kita medang purine na una tie kere kane chawani.
The UPC got 37 seats out of the 82. There were 82 seats in parliament.
Iya kina komma meromo pira boru wiario pari me UPC ubinu nuo ka pira dekwie ikare nasha. Pira dekwie biro.
The DP got 24 seats.
Pati me DP tenuongo pira rio wiangwen.
But UPC was found for cheating.
Ento pati me UPC ikare nasha onuongeje gina bero 12 pi kwalo kwir.
You see, I'll give you an example.
Damirunia kopania demi yuwa porere.
In the elections of April 1962, I did not vote.
Iyera medwe me angwen mo atutumia cheli mia bongwen pira bishel wiario an pe abolo kwir.
Because at that time the voting age was 21 years.
Pieni kare nache de chike Uganda Mohamed bolo kwir no timu hapira rio wiachel.
And that time I was 17 years, going to be 18 in October.
Imohanasha nuanati mwaha paru ya biro amedwa wore mwaha para boro idweme apar.
So I didn't vote.
Yongan pete bolo kwir.
I didn't even register because I knew I was underage.
Peda achoye me bolo kwir pianangeo ni mwahana nuo potpo romo me bolo kwir.
However, my brother Kategaya, who was in UPC,
Ento minna Lira Kategaya menu bera member me party me UPC.
he was 1 year older than me.
Nuen timo achiel anyim kun dit karako.
So he would have been 18, not 21.
Amenu Mohammed ti mirobeda para boro endo piero yowi achiel.
He did not only vote, but voted 8 times.
En peo binu bolo ka kwir. Ento bolo kwir tiena boro iyera nasha. Karado bedi Mohammed no pero mo piero yowi achiel.
So that's how UPC would conduct politics.
Dong mano en kitame pari me UPC no tiu kede wibie gieno.
And they would sing.
Dang kudigino te weri
Shohoro kahurro kahurro kahurre, shohoro kahurra ka Uganda Congress.
Kitame ginu wero kede no.
Twatera karuru shahemu nextreka kuzaika mnano bote yako machi wanuka.
Haya. Mono do ena ginu wero wakere kani oh mama.
They were singing that they voted at 8. By 2 o'clock, Obote had defeated Chiwanuka. How can you?
Niki nuo ti werni ginu bolo kwit chawa boro chawa rio. Endo chawa boro unu bore dong olanyo kiwanuka ko.
How can you defeat somebody before the elections are over?
Do entie penyo ni yini nomo lanyo dana me yini chung kere ni ngo me yera put pe otum.
So that bad politics of sectarianism
Dong we be a raj me a poha ni
damaged the political parties
obino bo balo parties apata po patanuti Uganda.
That's why you could not get a party with majority.
En ginu mi unu peira unu ngo pari moro ke kena me chikere namba me jo amenu chik miri kare nasha.
But also damaged other institutions.
Dang te binu dok ballo dul kom gamento kena pola popat.
Such as the army.
Achalo bala moñ.
The army was destroyed completely because of, you know the story very well.
Moñ binu balle atirati dang wini nge unu chitore mera bero twal.
How many soldiers were killed by other soldiers because of their Langi, their Chori, then they are killed by Amin's group, then terrible.
Omonye mene nyoke yimena me obinu nego pi bedo lao nyo pi beda choli ena me aminda onego gi winning uno mandu juno pekina besho.
Soldiers killing other soldiers.
Omonya metia neko mony wadigi.
Now, that bad politics damaged the political parties, but also damaged the institutions.
We be a raj mekare nasha obinu balo parties apola popat enda Dr. Ballo jang dul kom gamente anutie.
Now, that's why the NRM advises you, people strongly, please avoid bad politics of sectarianism.
Engin miyo party me NRM miu utami ka ini miruti we be near bed wek we be a rajuko.
You may think it is a joke, it is clever, but it's very dangerous.
Ino tamani jotie tuga inyo erieke karo joke enoko endo we be me apoha raj tutwal.
So, when we are talking of insecurity, the suffering, the loss of property, how did it start? It started with the bad politics.
Kado wano kopa me maho kara me kuch peye kao penya penyo chahere ningo. O chahere pien we be me kare nasha no better we be a raj.
Now, our journey all this time has been to correct the politics.
Don't water one better water a karani dushu no better me yobo we be a rachi.
That's why we tell you politics of patriotism, love Uganda.
En ginu mi wan kao ponyo wone bedanyo ale me Uganda me maro lobuni.
Pan-Africanism, love Africa.
Bedanyo ale me Uganda ame maro loba chol la malungoni Africa.
Socio-economic transformation, become new society.
Kella loha pol la popat me wek kana wanotiyo beriye woti lo here nyorochere.
and democracy.
Kere kopadonga mako loch nyotela aber.
Other people tell you different things, but that's up to them.
Mono jama wano maro kobo jokene kobu gino kene mono do bero megigi.
So you have all spoken that there is peace now.
Wundu jama kobo kan idwa hono pochi kujdong chie chawane.
That is because of precisely that politics of patriotism.
Kuchameti chani pien wan obero lokedu kunu kobilwag me Uganda ni ma lobo ni Uganda.
The politics of patriotism has enabled us to build a powerful army.
Wibie memaro Uganda omiwa ugero guri memonya tek.
That has been able to fight all these wars.
Guri memonya tek kame olwenyo lwenya me winingeo uno ni ducho amenutie lobwakan.
And brought peace, and we salute the Amuka because they joined us. We are very happy with them.
Gino lwenyo gine otekelo gine kuj gin mony ero dami to puoyo tino wa me odonye ya Amuka gino lwenyo karachiel dang kede mony me Uganda.
Because in our doctrine of defense, the army is a nucleus. The people are the army.
Ichwilwa me kobi kom mony monyo bedo gureti tidi ento dong monya ditero bedo luak me Uganda.
Now, when we were still fighting those issues,
Ikarame wan poroti lwenyi kom jami magi.
The war with the coin, the war with the Sudan, because it was not just coin, it was Sudan, the Arabs, all that confusion.
Lwenya kony, lweny kede Sudan, lwenya wan notiu lweny ok obedo mea kony. Wan otiu lweny kede rabu ame yai to Sudan.
Our plan was fight the war, finish, and rehabilitate the country.
Neno wan otieni kao lweny dong lweny eka odetieko obet kede kare mero rocho lobo Uganda.
And indeed start rehabilitation of the country even before the end of the fighting.
Dang yateni wanote chako rocho lobo Uganda ame put peda ochobo lweny me kare nacha.
This issue of compensation,
Kobme chulo doki.
I have been told that compensation is not normally done for wars.
Anno mi ang'eyo ni chul loro kiken peo timo ikom jama me oya lweny.
Or natural disasters.
Onyodong peko mora me oya ameno lo wandano konodo ya boto ba.
We have got our powerful lawyer there, Mao, can guide us. Do they normally compensate for war and natural disasters or what? You tell us.
Wano tie kede minister me lo kobi kom guoko penchik en romo kobi wani chul ka chulo. Umaro chulo chula me utio chulo me oya kobi kom lweny.
Your Excellency, compensation can be done to restore livelihoods of people resulting from war according to the laws of a particular nation and the policies of that nation. And in our laws today, compensation is allowed.
Be careful about Mao.
Aduoko wani ka yini tikere mao yini gwo here tutwal.
Because Mao is saying that, because you see what happened was that for us, we were planning for rehabilitation.
Ana mitakobuni itutu borwa nuwano ti ugoye pulan mero rocho Uganda.
But some lawyers went to court and got this award of compensation. When I heard about it, I said, you people, how you talk and you see how to resolve it.
Ente kara wano ti utiyumano opini damogo gino te woro ko e court kana mengola te beriye ame miro dong chul. Ente kara me ana winyo Anate ko bijona ni loka kede jonno.
But now Mao is saying that because the was smuggled into the law, it is now also law.
Ento Minister Mao dong tie ko bini ginni ubinu yore moro de dong bedo part of chikwa and dong tie ko bini bedo chik.
But the problem is that war is so destructive, the destruction is so much that compensation is impossible.
Kopa dong pira tek tieni ka peko do yai lweny kelo dong jamia pol la resha me otiye ame tek tutwal me ko bini chula.
Because, for instance, in the 1979 war, the whole of Mbarara town was flattened. Not a single building remained standing.
Kana mi ya chala por ilweny me mwa pira biru wiya bongwen wudi dushu ame nuotie Mbarara town obinu chielo gi otereto gi ping dushu.
The whole of Masaka was flattened.
Wudi dushu ame nuotie I town me Masaka obindango chielo gi otereto gi ping dushu.
In Ruero, we have got 33 mass graves with 300,000 people killed in Ruero.
Iluero kiken yo romo nyo karo la hadeho ko tie me oto kunu kun kana me oyigo ye jo adondo tie gin pira dek wi adek.
So if we had to compensate all those, how would we manage?
Do apentie ni kanu miro wano chul jo ame oneho chadong dushu unuodo miro wano tim ningo.
So when I heard about these lawyers who had gone to court and so me, I always try to look for peace.
Karame ana winyo ni tiu pilida mogo ame wori court an winning ya ber an always nyoi kare amo kwena me kuch tiye.
And we were concentrating on defeating the terrorists.
Daunuo neno wa kere tam watie me riemo nyoloyo otima ranya nuotie ati yuticha reche Uganda.
That's why I said you negotiate with them.
En gino mi anata kwayo ni lokedgi mewe kuniang unu.
And they reached that agreement which the Deputy Attorney General was talking about.
Dang dong lok tabera tie ngoanen Deputy Attorney General tie kobono tabera dong kana mejo tagi kieno.
But we had not met all of us to say that this is the right way. I had to see how to accommodate them.
Ando aneno yore ngo me aromo neno ni gino beru gini yikulana ewe honen ngo me atia.
But now, along the way, first of all, the lawyers took all the money. Those lawyers were involved.
Kado ngana koba ikarame kopido chahere duong achiente jo ame otero obedo pilida.
And we came to know this later.
Wando tengeyo kopido ngichien ni duong achiente me miro chul kere jo oworo koboro pilida.
Then we came in and now we had to push out the lawyers.
Eka wando te bini ye otedong choro opilida ni okote.
So this issue of secrecy, people getting money secretly, without people knowing who has got and who has not got, started because we were trying to push out the lawyers.
Komana menen nyo jo atemo lohiye me otieko ni chiente jo bero nuonga linga me jo petia ngeyo nga me onuo chiente mondo bero tiye yen karawando tiu uchuoro hodongo opilida.
We are saying let the money go to the beneficiary directly, not through the lawyers' company, because that's how the lawyers were stealing the money.
Wanu tiu komuni kadong chuloro tie wek chul wot kom atira ti bodjo amemiro chulgi endo pebeyi iboro pilida.
But even now, I hear that there's a lot of, even the MP who spoke about it.
Chawani anatia winyo ni kopdong tie pola na ha dana me okwano duon lao oloko amahomano.
That there is a lot of extortion.
Ni tikita me otia gammo chene tutwale bodjo amemiro nuong chul medok.
And even there was also inflation of claims.
Medimano dang yo te choyo namba me jama me gino tiu tamani chulgi omedo malateha.
So with all this, we have heard that we have already spent 169 billion.
Dong piman dushu wuni winyo ni kopa me maho chulo dok wan dong oker ye dang chenda medong odonyo ko oho billion 150 we are bongwen.
And according to this line of thinking, we need another 506 billion.
Dong ka wano meda nyim kere yo me wano ti worieni nuodo hoti mit to billion 150 kere bishel
to cater for the ones who are verified by this method, which we don't know.
me chulo jo me dongo bino mo hatira tir ni miero chul gini.
And then
Be yora dang an pe ngeo.
there's another 275 billion who are claiming but not verified.
Ti jo kena me pot pe o moho gi atira tir chenda me amite me chulo gi amito chenda me Uganda billion 200 ipiera biro wie.
So this would come to about 800 billion shillings.
Dong man du ka yini ribo yo ame umoho dong imiro chul gi kere jo ame pot ye wot through process me moko. Gino wadong i well lim billion 100.
No problem. We can plan for this because we have done for other things.
Pero moro pe ye oromo keto gini pulanwa pien wano goda pulan pijamo kene chonda.
But I came to ask you and say, is this the best way to handle this issue? Or
Dongana bino me penyu wo achalo hotela me lao ni kita me chulde tia wot kede obedo yora bera me miro ti kede.
because you see, there is a lot of elitism.
Bien kita me chul tia woriye kita me chul tia yo adi yo tuge me miro chul gi ame ngeo ko me website. Na hanyo uni bedo kane jo adi ngeo ko me website. Mogo dang karo kene ngeo mogo nyoda pe ngeo.
So that's why I said, in other words, I often say, it's just an attitude maraconti. It's a proverb which says that a cattle keeper, if he doesn't die, even if the cows die, he will get other cows.
Iye charo lo koro ilo Buganda me komoni ka ina gwok dok akari to eka nyo dok dang teto ento dana me gwoho dok pod binu nuongongo dok teketi kwo.
It is a proverb by Baganda, but about Banyankole because they know that they are very committed to cows.
Dongana de penyu wiya kena de komoni pari mena rem nyugamen mena rem do kelo kujuko onywale meta sotie onywale me lao tie onywale me acholi tie ke wegdo ana kwany kare awora rwata ket giare penyu gini mano bedo yora ber amiro wano tie kere kom mechuli.
So this is why I said let's go and talk about it.
En gino mia analuo ukan e gora me pire teki newe wano lok ki kobi kom chuli ka bedo yora ber ame miro ti kere.
So this is the second point.
Mano bere chwilla pire tek kamo mia abino kan me ariyo bere.
The first one was the fact that very different and of the politics.
Rea chelle nutie piena bino me kobuni peka me wano bebe ye me luenya pola popati ubino pien wibie unutie raj.
And the second one is to change this matter.
Me ario me bino dang winyi boruka mano bero yora ber ame miro wano uchop kere peka metinyi mwani.
Now finally,
dong me agiki mere
the issue of resources.
Kopa maho limwa pola popata nyo wano chwalo.
The issues which there are very many issues.
Jami me dana me okwano duon la okwano kan tie apol tutwal.
It's not correct to give the population impression that all this can be done at a go.
Ana mitia mokboruni pemiro mi luaka me wano telo ngeni jami ni dusha mabero peka me miro chobi romo chobera wanche.
I still insist on our old method of mot, you go far.
Dongan porati amoho ko itamma me ana hana bero miyuni ti jemwa mot nyo iyore achiel.
So, but if we say this one here, we are going to fail.
Kawando ko ni ti man medokiman ti masha medimasha wano poruno ko.
So I'm very happy that we have moved in Lango on the issue of the roads, for instance. We have dealt with Kamdini, the Lira Road. We are going to, I don't know why they have not started on the Toronto to widen this on the road. They should have started to widen it. I don't know whether they have started. Then the one of Ochero, Dokoro, that one we shall definitely work on because it's already on the way. The one of Ayer Corner, that is part of the Akibu. That one will be done. It's part of the Akibu. Now, my word to
Lira Leptong Otuke Abim
to Apala and those places. These roads will be done, but it can't all be done in one day. They will be done, but I want you to accept the issue of Yoweri.
Ana kwa unity yo me wano ti ye laukan ba yo ya lira woro kambini yo me ya pache dang tiche worie pot pe ati nge yo ngomi yo ya tororo te bino na halira kan karo pot pe ero nyayo yo kene me odonge yo ya doholo woro amolata yo me abohe ngai te wot na habobi mondo ti te yo me atichie te odilu yo now kena me woro pachona tu yo tukecha. Yo eni dushu atichie eta tichie iyore.
So before I conclude, because I will comment on the other one of the are you all sure that this is the right way to go, or there are people who think some? What do you think? Are there other people who think you can do it in a different way?
Ame por pachi holoka me to kon winyo tamma me ya boru.
That one there, come.
Tamma me ya boru ni watch kitame ki watch kereni yanyo olok kireme komechule.
Thank you so much, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. My name is Honorable Christopher Odwe. I am the Deputy Speaker of Bokolo District Local Government. His Excellency, you made the proposals, and it is very, very clear, and it's outstanding. For what they are proceeding legally, as per the congregation, we see that it is really not outstanding. My proposal is that, His Excellency, you have piloted the PDM, and the PDM system is working very well in Uganda, and the ground now is stable. So my proposal is that you sit down, you go back and resolve again this compensation by making sure that we can handle it the way that you have disseminated in PDM, by making sure that all people who are poor are not benefiting from this compensation. So we have poor people who are down there, like me, we have not even registered, we have not filled the form. So people who are poor, they cannot defend, they can benefit it. But you can make it by at least restocking, by giving every family, every homestead, they can get it. His Excellency, this will be working out very, very well. I thank you so much. God bless you, His Excellency.
Your Excellency, I'm Gaspar Okello, District Councillor representing Barjobi Town Council at the District Council over to her. Your Excellency, according to the question which are posed to the people of Lango, I'm giving another remedy that there should be a uniform distribution of this cattle to all the families. considering factors which I'm going to give the justification here. Your Excellency,
Hello, you speak in Langi? Speak in Langi, then Obo will translate so that you speak clearly.
Adong, Ameta Kobne, Joama Obino will record, Mepo Yupi Copedo Kalangi, Joanne Pobino Mulangu Chetege. Instead, lawyers are more kuno, Obino looting resources, I'm now make compensation of her. And I want to look data cards, Amejo Tero, were intercepted by middlemen. Amejo Wapobino data cards. The one who compone, Jo Mir Dushu Nuong Dog, also like Yachel Mir Dog, adult from grade. Now, why your name, Parliament should carefully determine the number of cattle that has to be compensated per family. Thank you.
Your Excellency, my name is Eyal William, RDC Lira District. I want to also add that the money is not reaching the targeted beneficiaries. Your Excellency, we have leaders who have maneuvered and they are getting millions of shillings, 300 million, 400 million, 900 million. Your Excellency, we have people who, when they hear the money has come, they follow the wananchi to their homes, they bring them to the bank, they let them fill the withdrawal form. If it is 5 million, they will give you 500,000 and walk away with 4 million, 4.5 million. Your Excellency, we have people that once you get the first phase, you will take it maybe 1 million. The second, maybe 1 million, you will take it. If it is 5 million, they will withdraw your money and close your account and you don't benefit. So the way we are using it, Your Excellency, is not benefiting the people. We request that you reorganize and get better strategies so that people who lost in this cattle benefit directly. I submit.
Your Excellency, sir, my name is Dennis Okwir. I am raising up on a protocol. You have asked a fundamental question that which is the best way to make this compensation? Is it the way it was going or an option can be given? I want to bring your attention onto the record of the money for compensation that has been given to Lango. It was given up here to be 48 billion. But Your Excellency, sir, on a sad note, 48 billion is said to be given, but 22 billion went to the middlemen. So that means we have lost 22 billion. The question is, who took the 22 billion? That means the middlemen are cheating on our people. I am happy you emerged from Otuke. Otuke alone lost about 15 billion that went to the middle people. So who are these people? So that means the previous format for payment is not the best way. And as the people, we reject this approach. I think we have to devise the best means. One, I think this universal distribution of cattle per household will benefit more people. And I think this is the wise way to go. Those who went to court, apparently that can be sorted. But I know the best way is giving an agreed number of cattle to household. This is the way to go. I congratulate you. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, My name is Bosco Ololong, a director of a transport company called Achan Nadiro Transporters Limited. Your Excellency, I'm talking on the issue of in Sudan. Your Excellency,
No, we don't want to touch too many things. Let's handle this one today. I will organize that separately. Let's finish this. Another time.
I've got you, Your Excellency.
I will address it separately. Let's deal with this one.
All protocols observed. Your Excellency, Honorable Awongo Isaac Ebek. I represent a sub-county in Amolata district called Abeja. I'm here for two issues. One, you have brought for us a very technical question. That is this the right way to handle cattle compensation? My position is, as leaders of Lango, if we say the previous way, that the current way of compensation is is not the right way, I have the fear on the unreliability of the new way that we may take. This matter came from court, and in the event that we shall devise a new way of compensating claimants, and then the new way will not come, what shall we tell the claimants? Then two, there are categories of people whom the government and the team handling cattle compensation calling minors. Your Excellency, if at the time of cattle rustling, I was 13 years and my father was killed by the cattle rustlers, or my parent died, and I claimed on behalf of my parents, and at 56 years I'm being called a minor, I think that area has to be corrected. Everybody who appeared on the list as claimants, the Attorney General did not give court any decision that he has people on the list who are minors. So everybody who claimed should be given the right to receive the payment, whether he's young or not. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, my name is Joel Okautema. As you know from Angola, cattle are critical not only for the income of our people, but also they are a critical source of dignity and pride for a people. And so we thank you for acting to bring back cattle to Lango. I fully associate myself with most of the issues raised in the memorandum. The debate now is on how do we pay. I think that you need to devise an alternative approach to resolving this matter. What we have now as paying. The cartel, and I'm using that word carefully, a cartel has captured and they have run aground the compensation process. We know that these things start from home here, and you have people who are connected. They go all the way to the Attorney General's chambers, and these people have made sure money is not reaching the people. This 48 billion, in our view, we don't see it in our villages. Mr. President, old men and women have died. Many spend nights in front of banks, and I'm saying this, that even banks are part of this mess. Every time they invite them to open bank accounts, our people come from the villages, old men in their 80s coming on bikes. When they reach here, they open accounts at a fee. After 1 month, that account no longer functions. Next time, they have to open another account. This is a constant problem because They're not only spending money opening new accounts all the time, leading to the confusion the Deputy Attorney General was talking about, that they're also spending money in transport and all sorts of risks. Mr. President, finally, right now there have been arrests in Lango on the issues of cattle compensation. And I think you can verify this because you have a very robust security system in place, including the Office of the Resource. There are even political leaders who are part of this corruption that is killing cattle compensation. And I say this confidently because if you went to verify, you'll find it is true. We want you to act and resolve this matter. As I sit down, there are leaders in Lango from opposition parties who have been asking to meet you. And I hope that you will give them opportunity to meet you at an appropriate time. Thank you very much.
Luang mirunen ko ye uno ni dana achiel miro lok picha warom kwene. Dakika ariyo. All who are still on the queue, you will have a maximum of 2 minutes. The question is very, very clear from the president. It needs an answer. Do we continue the way we are or not? Maximum 2 minutes.
Your Excellency, I'm Barbara Cage, the Resident District Commissioner for Dokolo District. Your Excellency, your question is very simple. Should we go with the current approach or we create a new one? As an RDC, we have been registered a lot of issues on war claimants. We have arrested people who are soliciting money from the community. The monies that are bounced back, we have the data, like in my district, the 53 people whose money bounced back because of the issues raised by Attorney General, they are unable to be traced, and coming back to start processing is not easy. 2, Your Excellency, the monitoring of these funds, the money is given to an individual account. When we want to know that how many people have benefited from this, people will not get up because we don't know them. But it's good that we have known them. Now we need you to change the strategy to PDM model. And when you do that as RDCs, as your foot soldiers, we shall be able to know who have received, where have you taken it. Our people are getting money and they are not buying the cattle. I say this for God and my country.
Your Excellency, Joy Kamara is my name. I'm a district councillor for the livestock quarter to the district. I have this proposal, Your Excellency. One, there is bureaucracy from Office of Attorney General. We need to remove the money from Attorney General, taken to OPM, so that we can have access from OPM to the district using the Office of the Cow. Two, let me give my opinion. Your Excellency, I have this proposal. If you want to settle compensation for land, you give 5 ifas per household and 2 oxen for cultivation. You will settle land for good at all. Thank you so much.
Hello, Otela Metiten. Lao betia winyu wauno ba lao ti million ariyo keda bich ko wano ti kan mia biro wando ti chungigi. Oda winyu uno each other. Lao ti million ariyo ipointera bich Otela luo mia biro. Uye uno kadana kare pedo iye tamere. Wehena ko mere piendo woro kano.
Your Excellency, I'm not a new face to you. I'm Mzee Angel Okelo. I'm the one who received a dummy check from you from Soroti. Your Excellency, I'm one of the 6 people who went to court for cattle compensation, De Leon and others. 4 of my colleagues have passed on. One of them is John Atiautim, who you knew very well. Your Excellency, I went to court under De Leon and others, and our lawyer was Mahmoud Kibwanga. He can stand up for recognition. Your Excellency, I regret, one of the things I regret in my life is having gone to court for cattle compensation. I really regret. The reason I'm regretting, Your Excellency, is that the syndicate for corruption, for stealing this money, is using the opportunity which I created. I pray that God should pardon me for taking my government to court. Your Excellency, the corruption and the syndicate for stealing this money starts from your office. It goes to Attorney General's office. It goes to the lawyer's office. It goes to the society which they call the Coordination Society for Compensation. It goes to the beneficiaries themselves. Your Excellency, my recommendation is that you cancel the compensation completely. After you have cancelled, what else? Let me talk. Okay. After you have cancelled, you sit down with the technical people and you design another means of rehabilitating the entire communities of Lango Subregion, because they also lost properties. This corruption is now unmanageable. I say this for God and my country. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, I am your daughter, Beatrice Okelo, from Ngai Sub-County, the bottle drip irrigation farmer. I'm happy to welcome you to Lira City. You are most welcome. My answer is just very clear. The program which is going on at the moment is deriving the child-headed family, the orphans, and all the vulnerable groups, including the widows. They don't have money to facilitate them to get a letter of administration, and things have become very hard for them. I'm requesting you that you derive another means through the local government system from the district up to the sub-county. They identify the beneficiary, then they give the household flat rate what is given to them. That is my humble submission. Secondly, allow me to thank you for facilitating me through the spine surgery, which I got last year in Ikumi. The surgery went so complicated, whereby I was taken back to the theater 3 times. But I'm grateful that you saved my life. But the bill went up from 30 million up to 50 million. I paid 30, the balance is 20 million. I'm requesting you waive me out, my father, from that one. Thank you.
Yes, I am Nyana Christine, Your Excellency. I am Nyana Christine, a blind lady from Oyam district, whom you fully sponsored State House when I was pursuing my degree at Chambogo. I am here strictly for this compensation. Your Excellency, being a blind person, I want you to be very vigilant in what I'm going to say. You have maintained the visionalized leadership for over years and years. To make this program be successful, because we believe that being blind does not mean inability. The best method I could think or the strategies could adopt to make this program combat corruption, you should ensure you really address this thing at household. What am I trying to say? Everyone lost their properties. I've been very critical listening to your communication. When we talk of wars, wars has done a lot of things in the community. Many have got disability, others have lost their families. The families has become the child-aided families. Therefore, let each and every household be compensated at least a maximum of 5 to 7,000. If all this is done, I've said it all this in respect to the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, about for Disability Act 2006, Chapter 4, Article 12, Amendment 2020. Long live His Excellency, long live NRM for God and my country.
Oh, Your Excellency, my name is Julius Achon Bua, a member of Parliament Otoke Ish, and the chairperson NRM Otoke District. I'm just here to remind you, on 28th May, you invited two different teams from Lango, the team of Dr. Jane Luther Cheng and Dr. Amonge Betty. I'm here, Your Excellency. I remember the first issue or the matter which I raised in your office was about cattle compensation. If you remember that day, I still insisted that the cattle compensation in Lango, they should give a minimum of 4. And then you ask how many animals would you think? I was so afraid I didn't want to ask more. A beggar has no limitation. But when you say 5 in Teso, I'm requesting the same thing to happen in Lango. Your Excellency, in Lango, when you use an ox plow for an acre, you pay 100,000 to pay for the acre to be plowed. So in Lango majorly, we use the ox plow. Tractor is very expensive in this region where 1% of the population would afford. I therefore, Your Excellency, I make an appeal and I beg to you that let people of Lango be compensated per household 5 animals, 2 ox, 2 female, and maybe additional 1 million for buying ox, plow, and for buying seeds. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. My name is Abeja Susan, the woman MP of Otuke District. I'm here in great pain, Your Excellency. I'm just here to confirm to you that the theft they are talking about in this cattle compensation is real. As a leader from Otuke, I have 3 great men rotting in jail because of these thefts in cattle compensation. We have the former chair NRM of Otuke is in jail. We have one of the contestants from Agago is in jail, and one of the businessmen from Otuke is in jail. They were sent to go and do this corruption, corrupting the poor women, the poor old women and men in Otuke. And I'm informing you, Your Excellency, that there are 5 categories of the thieves. They have arrested number 5 and number 4. But number 3, number 2, and number 1 are still out. So I call for household compensation, but the continuous arrest of these thieves. I say this for God and my country.
Hello. Your Excellency, it appears our queue ended with the woman MP of Otuke.
Okay, so that is, I can now see, because the other day I was in Soroti, and I could, it was the same feeling there that we need a new way. Translate for me.
Karame anabedo kop kede jo kaname arwata kedgi ye.
So
in now ye ne miro nuong yora nyen me cholo chole.
Because I had heard, of course, of these stories of stealing and all that.
Ye nua bedo winyo chitori apol la popata me maho kobi komkuo metieti ye chenene.
And here, the man who went to court, his testimony is very serious.
Iborwa ilao kan dana me ubinu worre court. Wini winyo no cha denna me no moho inyimu kanene.
Yeah, he's asking for forgiveness from God.
Tiedo akwayo ni oba ena miro timekisha mete rogamente ikot. Mana duong Angela zokelo ajoka.
So I think the best way to move is for you to select a group of very reliable people so that I discuss with them in more detail in Kampala how to move forward.
Dongata moni yore nyongo amiro wanoti obedo ni miero unluang melao inuong jo amegene anata bedo kedgi ping meeting ukene do Kampala meneno yore ame oromo chiko kede kop mechule.
You can first discuss among yourselves here.
Wandang puro romo loke yakina waken wa chalo tela melao.
Then you come and we talk in Kampala and conclude. Because the money, we shall have to look for the money, but how do we spend it?
Komme chente peobero peho chene wanoromo moyo. Enta penya me pira tek dong chene kao nuo chente. Miero dong mi tun bod jo me miero tun bod giningo.
The first person who spoke and others who spoke after said the PDM model.
Duonga jo ame oloho dana machiel tiena me okobo ni oti kere kita me PDM chieti kere.
Now, the strength of the PDM model is that it was grassroots based.
Teho ame kita me otia me yukere chente ite PDM tieni en woro kome tedero kuni kome. Nyukuri mera ti tedero.
Remember, we had tried many approaches.
Uningeo kanaleri no wanotemo jama pola popat meme yuchente bino meria muchan.
We had tried NADS, you remember?
No temo programa lungoni NADS unipoyo.
Where we would go through government officials to select whom to give.
Amenu wano woro kunube boro tichagamente meneno doka memiero mi.
And it had problems.
Dedang beru kerepeho.
Then we went for the soldiers.
Eka doho de word botomony.
Whom I trusted so much.
Amenu da geno ge attack tutwal.
But soon I heard in Uganda they are saying, Begavera Boka, they are giving themselves.
Adado winyu tutu boro gana kujodia koni jo adong nuana geno ni doktia mi jami bot gi kengi.
So that's when I said, no, let's go to the parish level and organize there. Even now there are still some problems there, but I think it is easier to correct.
En ginu mi anade koni pe wekdo worry ruom me parish achiel. Karado bedi pe kimoro po datie kuno. Ento miyo yubo bera yot.
So you select a group whom you trust, you people. I think the lawyers, you sit behind a bit. You have done your work. Don't insist in coming in this other way.
Ando akwayo ni uni nuong jo me uni geno. Kuna kwayo pili dani ko undo ejer chichen. Ikopa me maho kobi komchuli ene.
So otherwise we can talk endlessly here.
Kadong piman wan romo dong lok mede lok pete tum.
Now the pledges I have noted my staff, you note those pledges which people talked about.
Kopa me maho chi hera po la po pata me o loho yekan. Entia ko bijua me tiu bore ni miro gino ket ping yore yore.
Like my staff, my state house controller, you heard about the bus of the Rangi footballers.
Dana me loli mi state house yini winyo kopa me o kobo pi bus pi o gwech me lao region.
These Lango footballers will neko us if we don't give them the bus.
Ogweyo dilo me lao ni biru neko wao ko kape o miyo gi baji.
Jen Bareche does not know our language. Neko means they will kill us.
Entia kobo ni dani ngerani eno bera gwoglim en pengeo lebwani ene. Neko bedo ni gino bino killing wao ko.
So let's handle that bus.
Do mi baso bino go.
So that the footballers go and neko something else, not us.
Mewe ko gwej wodong wone gino kene eto pe wana me omiyo chiherni.
And you had the Agong Foundation.
Yinda iwinyo pe foundation me Agong.
The foundation of the Queen.
Mano bedo foundation adaka dit me otker.
I will support it. I will support that foundation.
Ana mi yo chuagdang ite yobano.
And also my son, His Highness, I have also produced a king. So you'll be thanking me for having a son as a king.
Anang do atamani pua uno pien woda odohodong won nyashi me lao. Unai pua uno pien woda dong tiyo bedo won nyashi.
He had a very good idea about the clan heads.
Enang notita maber twal pio witong.
Getting out of Chan.
Meo witong ya oko Chan.
So that they can have some lonyo.
Mewe gino bet kede lonyo moro.
I will support that also.
Mano dangana me yochwak bote kwaro boto witong.
So I don't know who will coordinate this issue of the way forward.
Doana dia penyo ni ngame akonyo wa me neno ni kome yorango achul miro wot kede ni wot kede lao.
Who is that? Come and we'll see you. Come. The one there, come. Who are you? Let him come, the one they are talking about. The other man who is coming from the audience, who is he?
Your Excellency.
No, there's another man there who was coming.
Your Excellency. Hello. Your Excellency, I'm called DJ Cole. I'm not here to talk about my issue. But this time, I'm suggesting let the media be part of everything, every development which is going to happen in Lango. Because for us, we are very transparent. We are very faithful people. Yes, I always talk the truth. Let the media be part of this team. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Your Excellency, once again, my name is Julius Achonbua. I was twice Olympian. I live in the United States for 25 years, and I've seen how Western world people are rich. And I always believe by compensating each and every household in this region, everybody would be rich and nobody would bother the country. Therefore, I would offer myself full time with some of the few who will be chosen so that we follow, we make sure that everyone and the household is compensated. Thank you. Okay. I therefore propose some few colleagues or P.O. Sama Chuti from Kole. I there propose again one chairperson in the local government LC5 from Amolaka. No? I there again choose one of the wonderful Minister for Health, Dr. Jane Acheng Ruth. I think we got a balance. We need again another female. And I can't choose. I think I will have to settle down with some few members and then we come up. Thank you.
Okay, so sit down and propose a group, then we can see. And sit. You can widen the group. You can widen the group. Obua.
Alo, koli unu. Aduong che komuni grupi romo punya ye.
So even if there are 10, 20, you can come and we talk, and then we look at the budget, because you need to know what the budget can afford.
Aduong che komuni akarido bed jo aparo nyo pierario. Ajo anite binu wanote lok. Udeneno budget ametie.
But even if we do it in 2-3 years, as long as the plan is a good one, it's better than doing things blindly.
Aduong che komuni akaro tiyo mwahario nyo mwahadek. Endo kapulan tie. Adang limere tie. Wote cholo monia mano.
So let's conclude like that. Today, you'll form a committee with the Achon and others. Then we shall see the way forward. We shall get the money, but the question is how to do it.
Dong wano yeni komiti moro wano keto. Chiente wano nuongo te dong neno kita me miero tikere.
And my daughter, the one who got surgery, come. They give you the 20 million so that you don't remain in debt.
Nyara menuo yao. Aluonge ni bin kan. Wek pong wi chienta me da hatalti ya mito. Pikome aya joko.
And Jenna Cheng will remind me what the LC1 was saying about what I promised them. I don't remember. Jenna Cheng will remind me. The LC1 was talking about something.
Your Excellency, number one, he asked for transport.
I give him a tuk-tuk now.
Yes. And then number two, he was reminding you about renovation of Lango College.
Oh, you'll tell me, but the tuk-tuk, I can give it to him now. That is for the girl.
Your Excellency also talked about the circle for the LCs of City West.
Okay. General Bareche handle that one. The LCs of some place, the circle. Apoyo Matek, Lubanga coin.
My father, Apoyo Matek, Apoyo.
Give the LC1. LC1, Binokan, Apoyo Matek, Apoyo Matek.
Alwak dong program mobini ye otumuko. Okwayo ni dong oya malo weg wer me duoro lobowa in reverse order.